and welcome to Daily Inspirations. I'm Michelle Dawn. Today I am decorating my Happy Planner monthly layout. It looks like this when I've got it decorated. For the last few days in April. I ended on April the 26th, so this will be 27th through the 30th, and I will be using my Happy Planner Sophisticated Florals sticker book. Enjoy! The first day in this spread is April 27th, and that also happens to be National Telestory Day. I am going to read information from nationaltoday.com, but first I'd like to tell you what I'm doing with my spread. I decided to use the big florals in that sticker book, and in order to have them look really nice without the lines peeking through behind them, I decided to white out the lines, and then I realized I was going to be whiting out half the page, so I decided to cut off a piece of white dot grid paper from the Villa Beautiful planner. The last several pages are just blank dot grid. So I went ahead and cut those to size of the stickers so that I didn't have to white out, and then also you wouldn't see the white out showing through either. I just glued them down with a tape runner, adhesive runner from Tombow. And now I'm ready to tell you a little bit about National Telestory Day. At nationaltoday.com, we are preparing our favorite snacks and reserving coveted spots for storytelling events this National Telestory Day on April 27th. Stories have the undeniable quality of transporting us to another time and place as we sit snug in our seats. Stories are also great bonding material since people create memories as they immerse themselves in the storytelling activity. Whether they happened in real life or are a product of our imagination, or stories from an interesting part of human society. In the old days, they were used as history recording tools as well as entertainment. From Aesop's fables and ancient Egypt's hieroglyphics to modern-day Harry Potter, storytelling is no different today with the advent of shows, books, poetry, etc. Now a little bit about the history of National Telestory Day. National Telestory Day was first celebrated in 2009 by George Raffiti, a businessman who runs a creative marketing agency called Tell Your Story, Inc. Raffiti's business relies on promoting and marketing a brand through storytelling techniques. By creating a story with the product as the main character, the product is central to the plot and is viewed as important in continuing the storyline. Storytelling at its most basic form, thus, contributes to highlighting certain themes, be it for moral purposes and/or entertainment. Storytelling art is an ancient practice that has been used by humans for thousands of years now. Aesop's Fables is one of the most well-known stories even today. Started somewhere in 500 BC, Aesop's fables were passed down orally. Centuries later, they were also printed onto paper and now can be found even on the internet. Going further back to 30,000 BC, people also used pigments to paint stories on cave walls, and one prominent example is the Chauvet cave paintings. These portray hunting rituals and so forth. Another instance includes Greek and Roman mythology from 1000 BC, where stories were either visually represented through paintings on walls, vases, ceramics, etc., or told verbally. In modern times, print and digital media have seen quite significant progress in storytelling techniques. Cameras, both the professional ones and the ones on mobile phones, have allowed unique stories to come forward, from depicting the horrendous effects of war to joyous events like the first rainfall. On the other hand, digital media tools like TVs and the internet have become spaces for professional and non-professional storytellers to relay their ideas to the world. And now we have 3 National Telestory Day frequently asked questions. Number 1, why is storytelling so important? According to the International House World Organization, storytelling brings language learning alive and creates a participatory and immersive experience that allows young learners to enjoy hearing the language in a dynamic, sometimes stylistic, and entertaining way. Participation using key vocabulary and phrases can create an awareness of rhythm and structure. The second question is, what does storytelling mean? According to Yost, storytelling is about telling stories. It is about using stories to engage your audience or to make something more clear. Photos, pictures, and film, of course, really help to tell a good story too. Stories have always been a way to communicate. Before people learned how to write, they would tell each other stories. Our last FAQ is, why is storytelling so powerful? Harvard Business Publishing states that telling stories is one of the most powerful means that leaders have to influence, teach, and inspire. What makes storytelling so effective for learning? For starters, storytelling forges connections among people and between people and ideas. Stories convey the culture, history, and values that unite people. Next, nationaltoday.com has National Telestory Day activities. Number 1, gather your friends and family. Plan a time with your friends and family for you all to just sit down and tell stories. This meeting can be virtual or physical. Make a day out of it by telling fictional or non-fictional stories to each other. This will not only be entertaining for all parties involved, but it will also be a great bonding time. Number 2, participate in local events. Libraries and bookshops will most likely be holding some form of event on April 27th. Participate in these to learn about new things and make friends. And lastly, read, watch, or listen to a story. Not only is reading a great activity for this day, but so is watching a show or movie or listening to a podcast or song. You can go back to your old favorites or discover new dimensions in different fields. Whatever you choose to do, it will be hella fun. And the last thing that I'll read to you today from nationaltoday.com are 5 facts about Aesop that will blow your mind. I'm not sure if it's historically accurate to say Aesop or Aesop, but I'm going to keep saying Aesop. Number 1, for all of the fanfare around Aesop's fables, none of his actual writings have survived, and the ones that exist today are thanks to oral tradition. Number 2, it is believed that Aesop descended from African slaves. Number 3, amongst all the stories in Aesop's fables, the tortoise and the hare is the most famous, teaching its listeners about the value of time and being humble. Number 4, Aesop was thrown off a cliff in Delphi after he had allegedly tried to steal Delphi's treasures. And 5, many of the stories in Aesop's fables contained anthropomorphized animals who relay moral lessons as they go through their everyday lives. I hope you enjoyed the lesson today about National Storytelling Day. And now I'd like to tell you a story. It is one of Aesop's fables. It's called The Crab and the Fox. A crab, forsaking the seashore, chose a neighboring green meadow as its feeding ground. A fox came across him and, being very much famished, ate him up. Just as he was on the point of being eaten, he said, "I well deserve my fate, for what business had I on the land when by nature and habits I am only adapted for the sea?" The moral of this story is, try to find out what nature meant for you and then stick to it. Personally, I think that can be applied to a lot of different areas in life, not just your job or career if you have one, but just your lifestyle in general, you know? Are you doing what's right for you? Are you doing what's best for yourself and your family? Are you doing what's best for your body? Are you eating right? All of those things. Honestly, it took me a really long time to figure out what was best for my body, and I know every body is different, but if you need help or you want any suggestions, let me know. All done! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. I'll see you next time. As always, stay inspired. Bye!